Hi, I'm Jody Davis and I'm here at Spring International Quilt Market in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And I'm here with Carrie Carr from Newly Stitches, who has developed a product that makes stitching any 45-degree angle easy. Carrie, where did you get the inspiration for this product?
Well, you know, I was at a retreat and I just wanted to be sewing and didn't want to be drawing the lines, and I thought there has to be a better way to come up with this. So
That's the proverbial inventor's reason,
yes,
a better way.
need. There's a need for it. And what the Clearly Perfect Angle is made out of is just a vinyl material that stays in place with static.
So it's not like a thick piece of plastic.
It's not plastic. There's not any taping. You don't have any residue. You don't have any markings. Very smooth. Your fabric doesn't catch on anything, and most people just leave it in place once they get it down because you can use it for different techniques, and even just the 1/4-inch seam guides are very helpful on it.
Great. Great. Well, how do you use it?
Well, it's easy to see on here, so I will show you some of the techniques right here. But first, let me point out some of the features, and so you can understand it. There are 1/4-inch seam guides on each side of center, and there's also these dotted lines that are 5/8-inch seam guides. And I'm a recycled home ec teacher, so I figure that eventually people can, use that for their garment sewing. So that's why I included the 5/8-inch seam. But we also use those for the alignment. But let's start with the basic technique. And if you're sitting at the machine, Jody, your needle will be right here.
Okay.
So we'll take our fabric squares, right sides together, and we place one point at the needle, and the other point is going to be on the center line. And the trick with this is just to watch the point as you're sewing and not your needle. So you just start stitching, again watching that, and you just stitch straight up and through, and you have sewn straight across without drawing a line. So this is the technique where you would trim that to a 1/4-inch, press it, and you have your half square triangle. Now it's been around for a couple years, and so I'm learning some tips and tricks. And we're going to use that 5/8-inch seam guide. Move your square over and put the points on the 5/8-inch dotted line. Again, your needle is right here, and you have your second stitching line. You cut apart between the two. You now have the one for your pattern, and then you would have a second smaller one for another project later on. So that's just a little tip with that basic technique.
Great. 2 for 1.
2 for 1, and there's actually 3 for 1 because here's another idea that you can use with that, and that's joining your binding. And if you extend your fabric a little bit on both sides, you create these inverted points, and now there's no more guessing, or you don't have to draw a line again when you're joining your binding.
Because you can see the beginning and the end of where your line needs to be.
You put one point at your needle, make sure this inverted point is on the center, and you just follow that up and through, and once again you've joined it at a 45.
Great.
So that's a very basic technique. A lot of us designers are telling you to draw a line and you stitch a 1/4-inch on each side of center so there isn't any waste. With the Clearly Perfect Angle, what I've done is I've color-coded this so it's easy to align and you know which technique that you're using. So now we're going to use these grade bands, and we're going to take our fabric squares and we place one edge along the outside edge of the angled gray band, and the bottom point now is on the outside of this gray band. And again, you watch the point as you're stitching. Your needle is here, and when you're done, you have stitched a 1/4-inch from that point. You simply turn it around, do it again, line up on the outside of the gray band, outside of the gray band, you stitch your second line, and then you would cut apart between the two of those.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
It saves that step of marking.
It does.
Wonderful.
Aligning the Clearly Perfect angles is very easy. Simply match the 1/4-inch and the 5/8-inch seam guides on the Clearly Perfect angles with those already on your sewing machine. Once it is aligned, smooth the vinyl so it is flat. Customize it to your machine by using a seam ripper to remove the vinyl around the feed dogs. It is very convenient to leave the CPA in place for all your sewing needs. Accessing your bobbin or moving the table is easy by rolling the vinyl out of the way. As long as it is left in place on one side, it will effortlessly and accurately go right back into place. Or just slide the table out from under the needle for easy transporting.
Another great product seen here at International Quilt Market. Thanks for watching QNNTV.com.